All right, let's go ahead and get started. Just come to a comfortable seat on your mat. So sit up nice and tall. You can sit in easy pose like I'm doing with one ankle in front of the other. You can sit cross-legged or kneel, just whatever works best for you. And then if you need to get any wiggles out, maybe roll your shoulders out or roll your head from side to side or around in some circles. Please feel free. And then eventually just find stillness in your body. So no rush, but eventually coming to a nice, comfortable seat. Long through your spine, soft through your shoulders, soft through your face. Close your eyes. And just take these first few moments to kind of drop into a more meditative state. So notice your breath, notice your body, notice the space that you are in and what it contains. So without judgment, without controlling or changing or fixing, just simply noticing. And then next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can, hold in fullness. Sit up even a little bit taller, so think of taking up more space energetically. Exhale, big open mouth sigh, release. And again, just like that, inhale, fill up, hold at the top. And as you hold your breath, soften around it, soften your outer body, your outer shell. And then exhale, big sigh, let it go. One more time, inhale, fill up as big as you can. And then just any stress, any heaviness from your day, big open mouth sigh, breathe it out, let it go. Start to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So see if you can start to create that oceanic sound, that whisper noise with your breath. See if you can feel each inhale move all the way down the length of your torso. So all the way down into your low belly and your low back. And then take each exhalation all the way to the very bottom, all the way to emptiness. And then take as much time as you would like to, just here in your comfortable seat, your seated meditation, essentially. Find your own internal rhythm, connect to your Ujjayi breath. But when you feel complete here, take your breath with you and transition forward onto your hands and your knees. So find a tabletop position. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And then once you are here, just start to move through some intuitive, creative movement. So maybe big circles with your hips. Maybe you stick with just cat-cow undulations, inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. Maybe you sit back into child's pose and take a few deep breaths there. If you want to kind of stretch your wrists, you might spin your fingers back to face towards your knees and then just gently rock forward and back or around in little circles, or even take cat-cows with your fingers facing backwards. So use this time to just connect even more with your breath, connect even more with your body. Just notice what's going on inside. And I'm gonna say give yourself about 3 to 5 more rounds exploring. And then when you feel complete with this intuitive movement, we'll meet back eventually in downward facing dog. So get there in your own time when you are ready. And then once you're in your down dog, start to explore with movement, with breath. Maybe pedal out your heels or shift your weight from side to side. Maybe shake your head yes or no. And so in your down dog, just focus on finding that length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. See if you can feel that little lift coming from the center of your body. So like somebody's got their hands around your hips and they're lifting you up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky. And then stay connected to your breath. So big, deep, spacious inhales and long, strong, steady exhales all the way to emptiness. So just notice, feel, and observe. Be present with what is. Take one more big inhalation. And then as you exhale, just slowly crawl your hands to the back of your yoga mat until you find yourself in a forward fold. So eventually all the weight comes into your feet. Either grab opposite elbows for ragdoll or bring your hands behind your head and interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Give the back of your neck some traction. So take a moment to just be in your fold. Notice where you're holding your weight. Try to bring your weight just slightly forward and then really focus on lifting your sit bones up towards the sky as you reach the crown of your head towards the ground. You can sway or bob and then just focus on your breath. Big, deep inhales, long, strong exhales. Take a couple more rounds. See if you can use your breath to create more space, to soften into the posture. And the next time you breathe in, lift up halfway. So bring your spine parallel to the ground. Keep your core engaged and squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. Exhale, release, fold. Do that once more. Inhale, lift up halfway, spinal extension, so lengthen as much as possible. Exhale, fold. And then plant your hands and crawl them forward until you're in a plank position. So top of a push-up. Pause here for a moment and really think of pressing the earth away. Breathe into your back body. Draw your belly button in and up. Next time you inhale, find a little rock forward. Start on your tippy toes. Exhale, lower just halfway down. Strong through your arms, strong through your belly, even strong through your legs. Inhale, press back up. Come to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, lower halfway down. Try not to let your elbows move behind your wrists. Keep them stacked on top. Inhale, press up, and then exhale, slow motion all the way down to your belly. Spider-Man Cobra, hands come out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, twist to the right and dip your left shoulder towards the ground. Inhale, come back to center, lift your heart, tone your belly, press into your fingertips. Exhale, other side. So twist to the left, right shoulder dips down. Inhale, come back to center, lift your heart. Go once more to each side with your own breath at your own pace. So feel the mobility through your shoulders, through your spine. Move with your breath, just like a moving meditation. Eventually, inhale, come back to center, lift your heart. And exhale, release. However you would like to transition, downward facing dog is where we will meet. So find your way up and back and give yourself about 5 deep breaths in your down dog. So you're welcome to explore your down dog with movement. You're welcome to just find stillness in your body and feel the movement of your breath, just like a wave moving through you. If you want to turn this into a turbo dog for just a little more intensity, go for it. So bend your elbows, squeeze your elbows in towards one another, in towards midline. So your forearms are hovering just an inch or so above the ground. Continue to lift your hips high, lengthen through your spine and your side bodies. And everybody soften your face, relax your neck. Where is your breath? Can you feel it? Big, deep, spacious breaths. Take one more big inhale. This time as you exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, top of your mat, forward fold. Once you've arrived, spinal extension, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, rise to stand all the way up. Inhale, big full body stretch, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, flowing with your breath. Inhale, high mountain, stretch tall. Exhale, slow dive down. So lead with your heart, lengthen your spine, then release and fold in. With your inhale, lift up halfway. So extend your spine, crown reaches forward, tops of thighs press back. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, engage your core, reverse swan dive to stand. See if you can feel the tops of your glutes. Pull down towards your heels. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale, high mountain pose. Exhale, ride your breath down ever so slowly. Traction out your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise up. Inhale to stretch tall, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, this time, inhale, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, squeeze shoulder blades towards your spine. And then if possible, start to reach your hands back away from your body. Maybe start to create a little back bend. So lift your heart towards the sky, reach your knuckles towards the ground. Think of hugging in with your inner thighs, low abdominals stay strong. Breathe into the front of your heart, breathe into the front of your shoulders. Take one more in-breath. Keep your hands clasped. Exhale, slowly dive down, forward fold. With your fingers interlaced, halfway lift. Breathe in. Really hug your back muscles around your spine. Exhale, fold. Keep your hands clasped for a couple more rounds. So see if you can reach your knuckles even higher. Possibly start to reach them forward. Weight primarily in the front half of both feet. See if you can lift your sit bones higher. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp. Let your arms hang and dangle. Maybe give them a nice little shake out. And then in your own time, plant your hands, step back to plank position. Take an inhale at the top of your push-up. Come to your knees if you want to. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Do that one more time. Exhale, halfway down. Strong arms, strong belly, even strong legs. Inhale, press up. Exhale, slow as you can go all the way down to your belly. Inhale, back bend variation of your choice. So baby cobra, full cobra, up dog. Imagine you're trying to pull your chest away from your hips. Take an extra breath or two if you want. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. All right, from your down dog, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. So for this one, hips stay square, inner thighs face each other. Notice what is happening with your left hip. Think of hugging your left inner thigh in and lifting up through your belly button. Press your hands down and forward and see if you can lengthen the space underneath your armpits. Take one more big inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow or as close as you can come. Keep your chest square to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow or tricep. Option to add a little push-up. Bend your elbows, don't let your butt sink. Inhale, press back up, lengthen, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly. Stay here, take a big, huge inhale, press the earth away. And then exhale to softly step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat. Rise up to crescent lunge when you're ready. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Rise up and settle in. So rather than feeling like you're going really deep and really stretchy into this, find stability by energetically pulling front heel back, back toes forward. So inner thighs are engaged, low belly is toned, chest is lifted. Reach through your fingertips. Maybe take your gaze slightly up. Breathe deeply down into your belly. Take about 2 more breaths. And then from here, See if you can, in one beautiful, graceful movement, transition into a tree pose. So you're gonna root into your right foot, float your left knee up, open your left knee, sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. If you wanna go right foot to your calf or your ankle, or excuse me, left foot to your calf or your ankle, that's fine. So tree pose, arms extended. If you wanna play around with a little bit of movement, you're welcome to. Take some big deep breaths. Press your foot into your leg back into your foot. So you're hugging towards midline and then reaching and extending up. Stay balanced on your right foot. Move into standing staff. So you're gonna square off your hips, left knee will be floating out in front of your body. You can choose to keep your left knee bent or extend your left leg forward, but don't lean back. Take one more big inhale, reach higher. Exhale, airplane pose. So left leg reaches back, arms reach back, and chest lifts ever so slightly. So it's like you're trying to create a smiley face from the top of your head back to your toes. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. Your hips should be square, so left hip faces towards the ground. Bend your right knee a little bit or a lot, and see if you can move deeper into the posture. Lift your chest higher, lift your back heel higher. Take one more full round. Crescent lunge, so land softly. Left toes to the back of your mat, arms to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your yoga mat. All right, bring your right hand to grab the back of your right heel. So your thumb and your index finger wrap around the back of your right heel. And you're gonna start to kind of work your right shoulder underneath your right thigh. Keep lifting through your hips. Now, you can either stay right here, or if it is available to you, I'm gonna turn towards the camera so you can see this. Reach your right arm out to the right, your left arm out to the left. Spine parallel to the ground. Think of hugging your right knee in towards midline. Breathe. If you want to get really crazy, move towards a bind. So right hand to your low back, left hand reaches up, hands clasp. Keep your chest square to the ground. Keep your hips lifting, your legs strong. Take about 2 more rounds, maybe 3. So slow, deep breaths. Wherever you're at, take 1 more round. You can exhale out your mouth if you want. End of your exhale, release. Bring your right foot back to midline. Frame your front foot with your hands, and then step your back foot in just about a foot or so for pyramid pose. So both feet flat. Legs can be, well, feet can be hips width distance apart on 2 train tracks, or in a straight line like you're on a balance beam with a little angle in your back foot. Inhale to a halfway lift. So get your spine nice and long, bend your front knee a little bit, and then slowly re-straighten your front leg by lifting your right sit bone up and pressing the top of your right thigh back. So it's like you're trying to tilt the right side of your pelvis forward and down. Now, once you've got that, so you should feel your right quad, the front of your right thigh, firing up. Try to keep that, and then slowly drape your torso over your front leg, belly, ribs, then chest. Someday, forehead touches your front shin. Keep lifting your right sit bone up, pressing the top of your right thigh back, and keep breathing big, deep, spacious breaths. Use your exhales to dive deeper, so every time you exhale, pull your belly button in and up, and that's where maybe you can fold just a little bit further from the inside. Give yourself about 3 more rounds. So use your breath to create more space. Use your breath to get all the juice out of the pose. Last round. Use your exhale to find your fullest expression. Fold as deep as you can. End of your exhale, fingertips on the ground, so bend your front knee if you need to. Crawl your hands forward, float your back leg to the sky. For this one today, keep your hips square, so inner thighs face each other. It's okay if you can't lift your left leg very high. Walk your hands forward until you can plant your palms flat on the ground. Spread your fingers and then press your hands down like you're trying to press the earth away. See if you can lift up to your right tiptoes. Imagine there's a string attached to your belly button pulling up. Stay here or gaze slightly forward of your hands. Exhale in your breath, and at the end of your exhale, bend your right knee, take a little hop towards handstand. So continue with those handstand hops, just playing. You don't have to get it. You don't have to hold. Just try to get a little more comfortable with taking your feet off the ground. And if you fall out, no big deal. That's part of the practice. Take a couple more hops or a couple more breaths. Stay connected to your center. Keep hugging in with your inner thighs. Good job, you guys. End of your next exhale, forward fold. So set your left foot down next to right. You can give your right leg a little shake out. Slow down your breath. Next inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet. Reverse swan dive to stand. Inhale to stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Flow with your breath. Inhale, high mountain. Lead with your heart. Exhale, dive down slowly. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Come to your knees if you want to modify. Inhale at the top. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Again, just like that. Exhale, halfway down. Strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, press up. And exhale, slow as you can go, all the way down. Back bend of your choice. So you can take your time to grow into it. Give yourself an extra breath or two if you want. Again, think of trying to pull your chest forward away from your hips. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. All right, from your dog pose, next time you breathe in, left leg to the sky. So inner thighs face each other, left leg straight, strong, and powerful. Spread your left toes, reach up and back, and then press your hands forward and down. Can you find more length under your armpits and in your side bodies? Keep lifting through your right sit bone and lifting from your belly button. One more in-breath. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, so that little twist, use your obliques. Inhale, three-legged down dog, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left elbow or tricep, maybe add that little push-up, bend your elbows, don't let your butt drop down. Inhale, three-legged dog, back up. Last one, knee to your nose, so scoop out your belly. Stay here, take a huge inhale, breathe into your back body. Exhale, set your left foot at the top of your mat, lunge position, and then rise up to crescent. So strong legs, front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Drive your feet down, energetically pull front heel back, back toes forward. So feel the stability through your legs, feel that engagement through your low abdominals. Reach your arms to the sky, lift your chest, breathe. So just feel what it feels like to be in crescent lunge right now, to be in your body, and to feel the aliveness inside of you. Now, if possible, without setting your right foot down in between, tree pose. So press into your left foot, come up to the top of your mat, and bring your right foot to your left leg. So inner thigh, calf, ankle, try to avoid your knee. You can keep
reaching your arms to the sky, or maybe you play with different arm variations or movement. Press your foot into your leg and then leg back into your foot. So you don't want to feel like your left hip is shooting out to the left. You're hugging in and then you're lifting up, you're lengthening. Breathe deeply. Feel that connection to your center. So all balancing postures, you want to feel connected to your core. You want to feel those low abdominals drawing back and up. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds to be in tree pose. If you want to get crazy, maybe close your eyes, practice balancing. If you fall out, no big deal. That is why it's called a practice. Now, without setting your right foot down, standing staff. So square off your hips, right knee is floating out in front of you, right foot is active. You can stay here or extend your right leg forward, but don't lean back. Draw your low abdominals in, take a big inhale, reach higher. Exhale, airplane pose. So I like to go right heel towards right butt cheek, and then from there, arms reach back and right leg extends back. Little lift in your heart. Keep your hips square, so your right hip faces towards the ground. Think of a smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes. You can have a little or a big bend in your standing leg. Back muscles hug your spine. Breathe. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. Find your fullest expression. And then as soft as you can, back to crescent, right toes step down, arms to the sky. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, hands come down. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the width of your mat. You might even walk your left foot forward a little bit so your stance is slightly longer. Bring your left hand, thumb and index finger, to the back of your left heel and kind of start to work your left shoulder underneath your thigh. So this might be where you stay. This is your pose. If it is available to you, see if you can reach your left arm out to the left, your right arm out to the right. So it's like you're hovering above the ground. It's like you're flying. Stay here, or left hand to your low back, right hand reaches up, hands clasp. Keep your chest square to the ground. Keep your legs strong. You should feel your right medial glute firing, so that muscle on the outside of your right hip. Take 2 or 3 more breaths. This is intense. I can barely talk and do it at the same time. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. End of your next exhale, release. Bring your left foot back to midline, so you're framing your left foot. Pyramid pose. Step your back foot forward about a foot or so. Both feet flat, both legs straight, feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward, or feet on a tightrope with that little angle in your back foot. Inhale to your halfway lift. So spine parallel to the earth. Bring a little bend into your left knee for a minute. And then with intention, re-straighten your left leg by lifting your left sit bone and pressing the top of your left thigh back. So you get your left quad to fire up. Keep that. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, fold belly, ribs, chest over your left leg. And then someday forehead to your shin. Keep lifting your left sit bone up, up, up. Draw your right hip forward and down. Every time you exhale, belly button pulls up towards your spine. Maybe fold just a little bit further from the inside out. If your legs are burning, like my legs are burning, send your breath into that space. Soften around it. I feel like so often we get uncomfortable in our body and we're like, I can't stand this, I need to get out of this, and we panic. Try to stay and just be with that sensation. Breathe into it, soften around it. Take 2 more rounds. You can exhale out your mouth at any time. End of your next exhale, dive as deep as you can, and then transition into your standing splits. So crawl your fingertips forward, float your right leg to the sky. And again, today we're keeping our hips square. So I can't lift my right leg very high with my hips square. That's okay. You want your inner thighs to face each other. You want your right foot active, your right leg strong. Crawl your hands forward far enough so that you can plant your palms flat on the ground. Spread your fingers really wide, hands about shoulder width distance apart. Press your hands down like you're pressing the earth away. Lift up to your left tiptoes. Imagine a string pulling up on your belly button. Stay here or bend your left knee. Start to use your left leg as a springboard to take little hops towards handstand. Think of moving from your center, getting your hips to stack over your shoulders. As you hop up, see if you can keep the connection to center. Keep squeezing with your inner thighs. Take about 2 more breaths or 2 more hops. And if you fall out, that's part of it. That's how we learn. So that's perfectly fine. One more big inhale, maybe one last little hop. Exhale, right knee to your nose, curl in. Stay here, take a huge inhalation, breathe in, and then set your right foot down next to left. Maybe give your right leg a little shake out. Feet parallel, hips width distance apart or big toes touch. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All righty, inhale, arms to the sky. Pause here. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Shift your hips to the left, pull your upper body to the right. So side body stretch down your left side. Breathe into that space. Think of increasing the space in between your left ribs and breathing all the way down from your left waistline. Take one more round. Inhale, come through center. Switch your grip, grab your right wrist. Exhale, up and over to the left. Hip shift to the right. A little more weight in your right foot. Breathe down your right side body. Create space with every breath you take. Work the pose with your breath. Last round. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, chair pose, weight in your heels, cactus your arms. So I want you guys to think about pressing your arms back and pressing your chest forward, but rather than letting go through your belly, draw your belly button back towards your spine. Weight in your heels, see if you can sit a little lower. Now, for an extra challenge, keep pressing your arms back, your chest forward, keep your belly strong, see if you can float up to your tiptoes. See if you can lower your hips all the way down to your heels slowly. Keep the same shape in your upper body. Come back to your regular chair pose, heels on the ground. Take one more round. Inhale, high mountain, so all the way up, stretch tall. Exhale, slow swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift with your inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Pause here. Side plank, right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, left arm to the sky. If you want to modify, you guys, you can bring your right knee down, no big deal. Otherwise, if your right knee is lifted, lift your hips super high. So the more your hips drop, the more that's going to be for your shoulder and your wrist. Lift your hips to use your core. Maybe reach your left arm forward. Maybe float your left leg up. Maybe play with tree pose with your left leg. Take 2 more rounds, fullest expression. Stay longer than you want, longer than your mind tells you can. And then slowly with control, plank or modified plank. Take an inhale at the top to prepare. Exhale to slowly lower. Back bend of your choice with your in-breath. Lift and open. And then just hands and knees, just tabletop position. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Draw your belly button in and up. Knit your floating ribs, your lowest ribs together and pull them in. So Think of not cat, not cow, but right in between. Now keep that position with your spine and take your right arm forward and your left leg back. So for a moment, just hold here, really strong, really steady. You're not arching your spine, you're not letting your belly drop, you're not opening your left hips, your left hip points straight down. Take one more big inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach your right arm back, bend your left knee, heel toward your butt. Lift your heart, gaze forward. So now think cow pose with your spine. Stay here or grab hold of your left foot, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Hug in with your inner thighs, lift through your heart, tone through your low belly. Take about 3 more rounds. Slow, deep, expansive breaths. Work the pose with every breath you take from the inside out. Take one last round. Exhale all the way to empty. End of your exhale, release and re-extend neutral spine. Breathe in. Exhale to lower down. And then set up for dolphin. So come down to your forearms. Elbows are shoulder width distance apart, so if it's helpful, grab opposite elbows or opposite biceps, and then forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide, and really press down with your thumbs and your index fingers. Relax your neck. Before you even lift your knees, squeeze your elbows towards each other. Imagine they're magnetized. So as you do that, you should feel your shoulders get stronger. Try to keep that. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, lift your hips, dolphin. So imagine somebody is holding you at the crease in your hips and lifting, lifting, lifting. So you don't want to feel like the energy is moving down, you want to feel like it's lifting up. Maybe walk your toes in a little closer. Stay here, take your right leg to the sky. Keep squeezing in with your elbows, keep breathing. Stay here or gaze slightly forward. Bend your left knee, high on the ball of your left foot. Take little hops towards forearm stand. They don't have to be big. You don't have to arrive anywhere. Just play. Keep your core strong. Keep breathing. Take about 2 more rounds. If you want to come back to regular dolphin and just hold there, that's fine. One last big breath. Exhale out your mouth if you'd like. And then knees to the ground. Sit back and rest. Child's embryo or puppy. Big, deep Ujjayi breath. I'm sitting back in a kneeling position at hero's pose. That's an option as well if you'd like. And then everybody just in your next couple rounds or so, transition back to downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. Reconnect to your body and what you are experiencing. Next time you inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, open your right hip. So bend your right knee, reach it out to the right, and then up, up, up. Try not to sink into your left shoulder or your left hip. So the left side of your body stays aligned and strong. Squeeze your outer right glute and see if you can lift your right knee a little higher. Choose to stay here, breathe here, work this posture, or option to flip your dog. So nice and easy, right toes come down behind you. Outer edge of left foot, karate chops the ground. Reach your right arm forward, lift through your heart. So turn your heart towards the sky and try to reach it forward as well. Feel the strength in your left shoulder, in your back body, in your legs. Take a couple more breaths into your back bend. I like to bring my right hand behind my head sometimes and press my head into my hand back into my head. Slowly come back, three-legged down dog, right leg extended. Everybody inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, and then softly step your right foot to the top of your mat. All right, we're gonna move into warrior three. So start by just crawling your fingertips forward and floating your back leg up. So think of spine parallel to the ground, hips square, back leg parallel to the ground. Now start to walk your hands up your right leg, press your palms into the front of your right thigh. Perfect place to stay. Stay here and breathe. If you want to take it a step further, reach your right arm forward. If you want to take it a step further, reach your left arm forward as well. Full warrior three. If you have both arms reaching forward, think of pressing your arms up towards the ceiling, your chest down towards the ground. Hips stay square, back leg strong and powerful. Take 2 more rounds. Fullest expression. Now listen carefully. End of your exhale, crescent lunge. Left toes to the back of your mat, arms to the sky. Cactus your arms, bend your back knee, work into a little back bend, open up. Full round of breath. Inhale back to crescent. Exhale, hands to the ground. Three-legged down dog with your inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. So right knee is wider than your right hip. Pull right hip back, left hip forward, so you're hugging towards midline. If you want to work upright for a few breaths, you're welcome to. Eventually, humble pigeon, bow forward. If you'd rather take this pose on your back or in a seat, that's just fine with me. So even as you're bowing forward, try to drag your right hip towards the back of your mat. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can scoot your left knee back further. Take about 5 to 7 more deep breaths. Exhale out your mouth anytime, and just soften where you can soften. So rather than feeling like, oh my gosh, this pose is so intense, I can't handle it, I want to get out of it, I need to move, just let it be intense. Let yourself be in sensation. Even think of moving towards that sensation and just softening around it, breathing into it. Take about 3 more. You can exhale out your mouth if you want. And then after your 3 breaths, start to find your way back to downward facing dog. So however you want to get there, whatever movement you want to take in between. So if you want to give your right leg a little shake out, if you want to move through a vinyasa, you're welcome to. Eventually down dog and just walk it out, pedal it out. And kind of notice the difference between your right side and your left side. Reconnect to your body and your breath. Big, huge inhale. Exhale, look forward, empty out, step or hop forward, fold top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Press into your feet, engage through your glutes, reverse swan dive to stand. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, chair pose. This time, arms parallel to the ground, weight in your heels to begin with. So rather than feeling like you're reaching your arms forward and your chest is following, feel like you're reaching your arms forward, but then you're pulling your shoulders back and lifting through your chest. Stay here or float to your tiptoes. Stay here Or next time you exhale, slowly lower your hips to your heels. Inhale, come back up, but don't straighten your legs. So you're just in a chair pose with your heels lifted. 2 more. Exhale, slowly lower down. Keep your heels as high as you can. Inhale, back to chair on your toes. Don't straighten your legs all the way yet. Exhale 1 more time. Hips to your heels. Chest stays lifted. Inhale this time. Everybody high mountain. So maybe you're on your tiptoes. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Side plank on your left hand and the baby toe edge of your left foot. Right arm to the sky. You can bring your left knee down to modify. Otherwise, hips high. Option to reach your right arm forward. Option to float your right leg up. Option to take tree pose with your right leg. Press your left inner thigh into the sole of your right foot. About 3 more breaths, fullest expression you can find. Let yourself shake and tremble and lose balance. Come back into it. 1 more inhale. Exhale, plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly lower, strong belly. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Lift your heart, shoulders back and down. Exhale, hands and knees, tabletop position. Okie dokie. Pull your belly in, knit your front ribs together, spread your fingers, strong arms, so make sure you're not just dumping into your elbow joints. Keep all of that, and this time, left arm forward, right leg back. So I like to tuck my left toes under to stabilize my left shin. It's up to you. It's really tempting to arch your spine and look forward. It's actually a lot easier. So look down, draw your belly button in and up so it's a strong straight line rather than an arch. Take a big inhale, pull yourself apart. Exhale, left arm reaches back, right knee bends, heel towards your butt. Now find that cow variation, that arch in your spine. If it's available, grab hold of your right foot, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Try not to sink into your left hip. Try not to reach your right knee out to the right. Hug in and then lift through your heart. About 3 deep breaths. Keep your right toes spreading, your right foot active. Keep breathing down into your belly. See if you can breathe bigger and deeper. Last round. End of your exhale, release. Re-extend neutral spine, breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Come to your forearms, 1 more dolphin pose. So grab opposite biceps, triceps, or elbows. Forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide. If you're modifying, you can interlace it instead. It'll make it a lot easier, but you won't get as much work for your shoulders and your upper back. So completely your choice. Relax your neck. Press your forearms down and squeeze your elbows in. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips. Imagine again that somebody's got their hands around that crease in your hips or underneath that crease. They're lifting you up towards the ceiling. So you want to feel that lift coming from your center. If you can, walk your toes in just a little closer. Don't let your shoulders come forward of your elbows. Stay here or left leg to the sky. Stay here or gaze slightly forward. Bend your right knee high on the ball of your right foot. Play with some hops towards forearms down. You don't have to get it. You're just exploring. You're just playing. Keep hugging your elbows in. If you fall out, no big deal. You've got 2 more breaths. You can hold in regular dolphin if you want. Exhale out your mouth. And come down to rest, child, embryo, or puppy. Breathe into your low belly and your low back. Just notice the energy moving through you. Next, let's say 3 breaths or so. However you want to transition downward facing dog. From your dog pose, inhale, left leg to the sky, and then peel your left hip open. So don't collapse your right side, your right shoulder, or your right hip. Squeeze your outer left butt cheek, and then stack your left hip on top of right, so your left knee is reaching up, your left toes are flexed and active. Great place to stay. This is a great stretch, so stay here and breathe, or option to flip it. Nice and easy. Left toes come down behind you. Rotate your heart up. Reach your heart forward. Maybe reach your left arm forward or left hand behind your head. So you want to feel your back muscles hugging around your spine. Feel the strength in your legs and feel your breath moving down into your belly. Couple more rounds. Press your right hand down into the ground. So right shoulder really, really strong. End of your next exhale, come back. Three-legged down dog. Left leg extended high. Big inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, step your left foot forward. Warrior 3 with your fingertips on the ground. So crawl your hands forward, float your back leg up. Spine parallel to the ground or as close as you can get. Back leg parallel to the ground. Think of taking your right inner thigh, that's your back leg, rotate it in and up. So your inner thighs are squeezing. Stay here or crawl your hands up to the front of your left thigh and press your palms into your thighs. See if you can find more length in your spine. Keep pressing through your back foot. Stay here or left arm reaches forward. So just like our spinal balance, think of pulling your front ribs together and up. Stay here or right arm reaches forward as well. Full warrior 3. Think of pressing your arms up and your chest down. Keep drawing your belly button in and up. Keep pressing with your back foot. 2 more rounds. Think of pulling yourself apart. End of your next exhale, crescent. Right toes to the back of your mat, arms reach. Add a little back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift, full round of breath. Maybe bend your back knee. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, hands to the ground. Three-legged down dog, left leg to the sky, stretch. And then pigeon, left shin, top of your mat. Set your body down nice and easy. So take your time. Find your alignment, the structure, the strength of the pose. The left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Low abdominals tone. You can work upright for a moment if you want. Eventually, humble pigeon. Bow forward. And even as you bow, try to drag your left hip towards the back of your mat, and then scoot your right knee back further if you want to go deeper. Slow, deep Ujjayi breaths. Soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your fingers. Take about 4 or 5 more breaths. You can exhale out your mouth anytime you want. Send those last couple of breaths down into your outer left hip. And then slowly transition back to a downward facing dog. So you can get there however you want to. I like to take a 3-legged dog, give my left leg a little shake. And then eventually set my left foot down and just walk it out. If you want to move through one final vinyasa, go for it. So just stretch into your last down dog. As much length as you can create from your hands up to your hips, from your hips down to your heels. Big deep breaths. End of your next exhale, gently bring your knees down. Find your way onto your back. So I really don't care what direction your head is facing, just as long as you can hear the sound of my voice. Once you're on your back, hug your knees in and gently rock from side to side. Set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Cross your left knee over your right knee like a lady would sit in a chair if she has a dress on. Scoot your hips over to the left, reach your left arm out to the left, roll onto your right side. If you don't like your legs crossed, you can uncross them. If there's a different variation you'd rather take, take it. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe. Just feel, notice, observe, be in your body, be with your breath. As you're ready, switch to the other side. So to switch to the other side, you want to cross your legs in the opposite direction. Right over left, hips scoot to the right, and then roll onto your left side body. Right arm reaches out to the right. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. And again, if there's a different variation that will work better for you, that's fine with me. Breathe into your belly. Let the ground hold just more and more of your weight with every exhale. And when you feel pretty even on both sides, no rush. Come back onto your spine, back to center, uncross your legs, happy baby pose. So use your happy baby to neutralize. Soles of your feet face the sky, flex your toes, grab your feet if you can. If not, ankles, shins, or backs of thighs is perfect. And then maybe a little rock from side to side. Rather than rounding your back, like I know is natural and easy, try to neutralize your spine. So press your tailbone towards the ground. Pull the backs of your shoulders towards the ground. You can stay here for as long as you want. You can explore in any way that you want. And then if there are any finishing poses, final movements or stretches that you want to take to complete your practice, give yourself a few breaths to do so. So maybe one final inversion, one final heart opener. I like to windshield wiper my knees or just let both of my knees fall in with my feet out wide. So that's my personal option, the way I like to end my practice. It feels good on my low back. So just do whatever works best for you and benefits you most right now. Eventually, start settling into your final relaxation. So you can take the traditional corpse pose or any other position that will allow you to relax and surrender and let go. And since I don't have anybody in this in-person class tonight, I'm just going to leave you here to take Shavasana for as long as you want to. So if you do have time, I encourage you to stay for at least 3 to 5 minutes, more if you have it, more if you can. And just give yourself these last few moments to do something we rarely do, and that's just slow down and rest. Let your breath become effortless. Let your body just melt into the ground. Thank you guys so much for joining me. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.